Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happiness Today TV. Some fortnight ago, the former president of Nigeria opened up on the issue of the insecurity and uh, actually doing a direct one to the president, saying telling the president to do more than this is like flogging a dead horse. And of course, the presidency also decided to respond by saying that this dispensation have done much more than all the dispensation put together that Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, the Nigerians and the citizens have decided to take their stand, and honestly, they didn't spare anyone. Before we go into the news proper, we like you subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button beside it. You see bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as you update our channel on YouTube. Well, according to Lai Mohammad, he said he has described the Shiite. According to Lai Mohammad, he said that he described the Shiite narrative in certain quarters that the president has not shown enough empathy as glib talk, noting that he had done so much under very difficult economic and social conditions to tackle insecurity in the country. President Buhari has done so much under very difficult economic and social conditions to tackle insecurity in our country. Not only has he done so much, he continues to do much more to keep Nigerians safe. To say he has nothing more to offer is untrue, fallacious, and smacks of dirty politicking. By boasting the number and capacity of our fighting forces, Mr. President is putting them in good stead to tackle insecurity, not just during the life of his administration, but long after he would have left the office. President Buhari is leaving a legacy of security, infrastructural development, economic prosperity, and social cohesion for Nigeria. This may not seem obvious today amidst doubting challenges, but posterity will be kind to this president. While reacting to the minister's address, the Committee for Goodness of Nigeria (CGN), convened by former President Obasanjo, urged the president to show empathy to suffering Nigerians. Noting that Nigerians are living in a very desperate situation, the forum urged the government to do more to tackle insecurity rather than compare Nigeria with Western nations that are still grappling insecurity. We are not citizens of America. We are citizens of Nigeria. Nigerians have the right to demand greater protection from their government. Evidence of how secure we are is right there in the street. There is no how anybody can hide it. Our job is to support the government in whatever it is doing and also draw attention to areas we believe should be addressed. We will not join issues with the government. We have heard this statement before that Nigerians are safer now than 2015 because there were no more chaoses in FCT and environs. Then those elements are gone. But there is no reason there should be even bringing down of anybody anywhere. Even though there's only one killing that happened, we want to see it brought to an end. Also speaking, the Executive Director, Civil Society for Legislative Advocacy Center, CISLAC, and Head of Transparency International Nigeria, Awal Ibrahim Musa Rafsanjani, charged government to refrain from provoking Nigerians. According to him, it would be unfair for the government to compare the security situation of today with that of 2015. It is unfair to say because you want to promote the government, but the minister has ended up demoting this government. Nigerians are protesting of incessant bringing down of people across the country. We know that incidents that took place I take that again. We know that incident that took place before this government came on board have their consequences. But for the government to praise itself over security situation is unfair. It means the government is insensitive to the chaoses going on and maiming going on in the country. The CISLAC boss stated. National President Human Rights Writers Association Horiwa Emmanuel Onwubiko said it is delusional for anyone in Nigeria to assert that insecurity now is not as bad as it was in 2015. Onwubiko said he is challenging the information minister to travel by road to Kwara or Yobe State without any form of security details. In 2015, there was never any threat of any movement against anyone on railways, but this has happened under the watch of President Muhammad Buhari, and for over 2 months now, these guys have been bringing down train coming to Abuja from Kaduna and are still roaming about freely. In 2015, these guys went against schools. Kidnapping of school children were limited to northeast, but last year this has spread to Kebbi, Zamfara, Niger, and Kaduna State, even as dozens of students have been brought down. The Federal Capital Territory has become endangered, and armed Fulani herdsmen have started bringing down hundreds of farmers in Benue, southern Kaduna, Plateau, Nasarawa State under the current administration, and not one of those guys have been prosecuted. A day after the Department of State Services (DSS) raised the alarm that lawmakers and other holidaying highly placed Nigerians are at risk of kidnapping and assassination. Bandits have already brought down a member of the Kaduna State House of Assembly, Griwanu Gadagwa, and abducted many others along the Kaduna-Zaria Highway. Gadagwa was the chairman of the Committee on Local Government and Rural Development of the House before his death. The clerk, Kaduna House of Assembly, Bello Zabwaru, confirmed the incident to newsmen yesterday. Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Yusuf Zalani, described the death as devastating. A statement by the speaker noted that the body of the lawmaker was discovered in a morgue yesterday among those brought down by bandits on Monday night along Kaduna-Zaria Highway. A family source said Gadda's vehicle was moved against while he was on a call with one of his colleagues, Shehu Yunusa. Now, according to the source, Eze Aloy Igwe of Umuezale. To make things worse, UGM have also kidnapped traditional ruler of Umuezale, Ama Asian Kingdom in the Ehime Mbano local government area of Imo State. The monarch was kidnapped on Tuesday night at Ungwara Amuzala market while he was discussing with his kinsmen. According to the source, Eze Aloy Igwe of Umuezale Ama Kingdom was kidnapped at Umuzale Market Square. Some guys stopped and ordered him to join their vehicle. The monarch obeyed. Since then, his whereabouts have remained unknown. This is the latest in the movement against traditional rulers in the state. On Sunday, two traditional rulers, Acho Ndukwe and Paul Ogbo, was kidnapped and others placed on and their palaces razed down. Ndukwe was rescued 24 hours later. The whereabouts of Agbo has remained unknown. On December 9, the traditional ruler of Umbutu, Ancient Kingdom in Mbaise local government, Damian Nwagwe, and his counterpart from Ata Ancient Kingdom in Jaba local government, Edwin Azikwe, was also kidnapped separately. While Azikwe was kidnapped and his body dumped at the market square in his community, Nwagwe was freed 2 days later. There are numerous of them all. I said they started mentioning global rights group Amnesty International has called on security agencies to stop harassing and arresting youth protesting insecurity in Nigeria. The body also demanded the release of young protesters. The right group said Amnesty International received disturbing reports from Bauchi, Katsina, Kano, Kaduna, Sokoto, and Zaria on arrest and crackdown by police and the DSS on peaceful protesters against rampant insecurity in northern Nigeria. We call on Nigerian authorities to immediately and unconditionally release all those arrested for exercising their right to freedom of assembly. The DSS must stop using invitations to threaten and intimidate protest organizers. The protesters have done nothing more than speaking up for accountability. The arrests appear to be an attempt to intimidate and harass who refuse to be silent in the face of government failure to protect lives. Also representative of 36 civil society organizations, that CSOs, operating in the north, have cried out over the non-release of many school pupils abducted by bandits and its effect on education in the region. They share their experiences during a 3-day step-down training on school safety, security, and resilience building for CSOs across the 6 geopolitical zone, which opened in Abuja. Too many things I tell you. Let's meet in our comment section. That's to tell you exactly the mindset of the Nigerian citizens as against the government's view.